Welcome to Monkey See,
Monkey Review.
where this week we're actually getting to start our brand new series where we're going to be breaking down each episode, talking about each episode of Star Wars Visions. Oh my goodness.
So they released all of these at
Yes.
once. So we're going to break down episode 1. So if you haven't watched that, shame on you.
Yes.
Secondly, spoilers will commence now.
Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your family.
Dishonor on your cow. yeah. Shame on you.
Oh, goodness.
So obviously we're going to talk about episode 1 right
Yes,
now.
The Duel.
But how long did it take you to watch all of them?
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. Because of our hectic lifestyle, I got up at like 5 a.m. and I watched the first 3. My little boy got up for school about 6, comes in there, and it was the Rhapsody one, the Tantoy Rhapsody. And he was just like, again? I was like, okay, buddy, hold on.
Yeah.
So, like, wound up having to watch that one twice. Then I was able to get to the third one after, he started getting ready for school. And it was just like, oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. And then busy day. Didn't get to watch the rest of them until like later that day, but it was just like, oh, this right here. This is beautiful.
Yeah, 100%.
This is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Not just this episode that we're going to talk about here in a second, the duel, but like the entire series was just fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, especially the different anime styles
Yes.
throughout the entire thing, and then each individual story was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with a few of them that they do a 2-part.
Well, the duel is actually going to get a book that accompanies it.
Nice.
And I've heard, and I can't confirm this, so this is just a rumor, but the Ninth Jedi is going to get a book series too.
Good.
That one would be incredible.
Yeah. So, but back to the duel.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't get ahead of ourselves.
The duel.
The duel. So what'd you think of this episode?
I love this episode. I love the contrasting colors, the story, the characters, the whole. I mean, what about this episode didn't I love? Is a quicker and easier question.
That's true.
I didn't like the fact that it was short.
Yeah, that was with each one of those. Was like,
Yeah,
I want so much more.
Yeah, every one of them is between 13 to 22 minutes, like each episode. But this one, I think, was right around the 20-minute mark, which is one of the longer episodes in the series. But it was gorgeous. Yeah. Like, it absolutely was. The style was breathtaking. The use of the black and white as far as, like, all the colors until you have lights that actually light up, like on the droids or the blaster fire and the lightsabers and the kyber crystals. Like, just the black and white and so much gray and dark, and then those colors just pop, like, just unbelievably.
Yeah.
So, but what was your take on this?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much all you can say about it.
I mean, right.
I loved it. It was great. It was a good start to the series as a whole. And, I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the astromech, doing his thing.
Yes.
Just the whole thing. I had a good sense of, like, classic anime to it, which I think really, like I said, set up the whole tone for the whole series. Just the individual episodes and different anime styles and everything.
And each episode was actually created by a different studio house. So this one was actually created by the Kamikaze Douga. Douga, Douga, however you pronounce that, I'm sure I'm butchering it. Yeah. But they've also had like several other major series. They were involved in a lot of games too. But one of the two of the biggest series that I recognized was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which you see on Netflix. I watched a couple episodes. Interesting, just never had time to really get into it. And Batman Ninja from 2018. You remember that one?
I think I watched that one.
Yeah.
I remember watching the trailers and stuff for it, though.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on it. It was really nice, real pretty, like a lot of course, ninja and Asian culture influences. But so they're really renowned for being able to really create this stuff and to really create that stylized old school the samurai movies from Japan, which was actually what George Lucas based Star Wars on originally. Like, he took a lot of draws from those movies. But essentially, the story is like it picks up, and you have this, look like a Ronin warrior sitting outside of a little tea shop with his astromech. But instead of having the round dome, he has the little straw hat that you see in a lot of old samurai movies. And a village is about to be attacked. And really interesting, because it goes into like the nerdier side of the stuff, is the costumes, because like the quote unquote Empire or the Sith or whoever they are show up and start attacking this village, trying to pretty much take over, which is exactly what we've seen the Empire do.
Yep.
But did you catch the stormtroopers' armors were a mix of
so these
First Order
bandits,
yes,
right, and then they were just like basically piecing together armor,
yes,
for themselves, just whatever they could find and put together.
Yes, yeah, and they were wound up serving a Sith woman who actually had one of the coolest lightsabers I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Which was another great thing about this whole series, is the style and diversity of the lightsaber traditional compared to just fun. Like let's just make something really cool.
These start out with, like a basic samurai swords.
Yes.
With the same hilts and everything, which was really cool. And you had a little bit of a mix in this episode with the lightsabers.
Yes. So she breaks out her lightsaber, and the first thing you see is like, so the bandits are attacking the town. The town has actually hired people to come in and like guns for hire, pretty much, to try to protect them. Well, they come in and they pretty much can take out all of the Sith, or all of the stormtroopers, but then the Sith jumps out of the ship, and she's like a bad mamma jamma. Like, she breaks out her lightsaber, and it is actually like a umbrella.
Yep.
And her hilt is plugged into this piece that projects the lightsaber pieces out, the actual light pieces, through the ends of the umbrella.
Yep.
And she just goes to town, like mowing down these guns for hire.
Which this was where she made the mistake of damaging the Wanderer's astromech.
Yes.
So he's in the far distance, drinking his tea, minding his own business, then his astromech gets hit.
Yep.
So then, okay.
He turns around and looks at the innkeeper. He says, "Fix him before this pot boils," and takes this pot and sits it on the fire. And of course, the little dude is just like, okay. He starts freaking out.
Yeah. So back to the Sith lady. So she's, like I said, going to town on these guards. And you see him tell him, kill her. And then she gets in close, says, don't do any close combat, run away.
Yeah.
And then, she
like, everybody starts backing up real quick. And then she just reaches out with the force and grabs one of the guns for hire, and like pulls him in and just like handles that. So another thing about this episode, and not just this episode, but the series, is they brought in so many other species.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't just human. Oh, and over here's an alien. No, like, they were actually able to bring in a lot of droids to be actual main characters, and a lot of alien species that we have not really got to see a lot of because of production costs and things like that. So it was beautiful. Essentially, him and her go into a duel, and it's great.
Yeah, he finally ends up in the square, and she thinks he's a Jedi. Yeah. Right. So throws down her little umbrella thing, and then pulls out her own just regular lightsaber.
Right.
And then you see him start pulling out his saber, which is like the samurai style, and it's red.
Yes.
And then she calls him a traitor or a coward.
A coward.
Right? Yeah, coward. So, we have essential two Sith.
Yes.
That are now dueling, and he's basically going against their own code of just destruction. And
exactly. So he essentially is turning, he's attacking his own people.
Yeah.
So it was really, when he did that, I was like, oh, okay.
Did not expect that.
That was nice. Yep. That was a very fun little twist. Very tied into a lot of the older stories, as far as like the Darth Bane comic or storyline and books, where the Sith actually had a lot of inner fighting to try to gain superiority over the other ones. But so they go to town. Like, it's a beautiful fight. Wind up on a log. She, cuts the log. They both fall into the river on the log, battle on the log, which, again, beautiful.
Yeah. And then Sith being Sith,
yes,
they end up taking over the town, and they're about to kill all the town folk.
Yep.
And she tells him to put down his blade.
Yeah.
So he does.
Yep.
And then slowly, presses the button.
Yeah.
And that's the same time where the pot
yes
is steaming over, and then he triggers his astromech.
Yeah.
Just comes in.
It just annihilates.
It reminded me of Chopper.
Yes.
The way he did it. Just flying in, straight in, just
guns blazing. Just like we're just handling this.
Yep.
But it was awesome, dude. Like that little astromech, like I'm sitting here watching all this going, I want to see somebody at Con now create this little astromech droid that has all these same colors and features and stuff. I'm like, yes, I need this to happen.
Yeah, it absolutely took out everybody.
Yeah.
And even shot at, the Sith that his master's fighting.
Yeah.
Obviously she deflects it, but yeah.
But it was just enough for him to be able to get away.
Yep.
And to go in, like they go over a waterfall, She comes down after him, and then she's standing in front of the waterfall, and she can't see him, but then she sees a red blade light up.
And you can see there's like a face in the distance. Yeah. And so she thinks she has him.
I've got him.
Yeah.
So
then she uses the Force, which I thought was cool, and then parts the waterfall.
Yes, using the same log that they just jumped off of.
So she can jump in there.
Yes, very quick.
Yeah.
And she jumps in, uses the blade, slashes straight through the lightsaber and the statue holding it. It was just a statue.
And then all of a sudden,
you see this red light illuminate from beneath her chest.
Yep.
And then you get a back panel, like it steps back. And he's standing behind her. He's already ignited his lightsaber through her. And she's just, and
so
just falls.
Which was cool because it was actually his hilt for his original lightsaber.
Yes.
So he had a dual lightsaber, but one he would pull out, and the other one he would activate like a normal lightsaber at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
It was very cool. It was such a great episode. Essentially, go on. He goes back to the village, and they are like, what is going on? He activates his red lightsaber.
Yeah, well, at first, he goes there, and then the guy that fixes droid comes running up, Sandmaster, and he said, I owe you something a little extra.
Yes.
So he gives the umbrella thing that the Sith had to him as payment. And he's like, oh, well, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And then the chief, which was the little kid, came up and says, how can we thank you, blah, blah, blah. Can I get your name? He won't say anything. Well, you must be a very powerful Jedi. And then that's when he ignites his lightsaber. And
they're just like,
and then destroys her lightsaber.
Yes.
And takes out the kyber crystal.
Yeah.
And you see he's about to put it back in his cloak.
He opens his cloak up to put it away.
And there's 8 kyber crystals in there?
At least.
Kyber crystals in there.
Yes.
So he's been going around killing Sith.
Yes, he's hunting them down and taking the kyber crystals for themselves.
Yeah.
He turns around, gives the kyber crystal to the chief, which is like a young boy of the village, and he's like, here, it wards off evil.
Yep.
And that's essentially the end of that episode. But this would be an incredible story for them to expound on.
Yeah, 100%.
Is he Sith, or is he been trained by the Jedi, or is he in the middle?
Is he a gray Jedi?
Is he a gray Jedi? Which is something we haven't.
Sith to gray, not from Jedi to gray.
Right. Yeah. So is he hunting them down? But I mean, all this is just Elseworld stories. All this is a Star Wars What If.
Yeah, basically, yes.
But it was absolutely fantastic, and what a way to start this series. One of my friends asked me this week, he's like, you think we'll get any more of this? I was like, if people watch it enough,
yes,
guaranteed.
I would like to know how many times that first episode has been watched since it released.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I wish love
they would
to see the
release
numbers.
A count,
yes.
On that, because I'm sure it's a lot.
Yes, because I can imagine between that one and the Ninth Jedi have had so many views. Because I know I've watched that one, just the Duel, probably 6 times.
Yeah, it's good.
At least.
So is the Ninth Jedi.
The Ninth Jedi is great. I cannot wait for us to get to that one. Yeah. But, just a little teaser. Hey, we're getting there. It's just going to be a little while.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this episode, fantastic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if y'all haven't watched it, like we said earlier, if you haven't watched it, you're missing out. Like, this was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, 20 minutes. Go watch it.
Right.
It's fun. Especially if you're a Star Wars fan, even if you're like a Japanese anime style fan, it's fun.
Well, that's
There's a
exactly
lot
what
of
I'm
nod
about
outs
to
to it.
Yeah. My niece isn't a huge Star Wars fan. Like, she'll watch it, but she is hardcore anime.
Yeah.
So we watched a few episodes together. She's like, okay, I could get into this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, yes, I win.
It was cool. It's very unique. Like, I love Star Wars, and I'm glad that we're finally getting some diversity to Star Wars. And, honestly, most of the anime stuff's been better than most of the live action stuff, minus, obviously, The Mandalorian recently.
Yes.
Has been just phenomenal. But the anime, in the last, 10 years, has just been so far so much better than anything we've got in live action.
Well, I think, honestly, the big part of that, and this is my opinion of why, is because growing up watching the original trilogy and then getting the prequels and then, of course, the sequels, the original trilogy and the prequels had so much more Jedi Sith in it.
Yes.
So much more. And I think that's really what a lot of people grabbed a hold of. Like, yeah, you still like the human characters. Like, you still like Han Solo. You still like even the alien characters, Chewbacca, and, just the normal people without Force sensitivity. But the driving force of all those stories were the Jedi versus Sith.
Yep.
Were always light and dark.
Yep.
And I think that is one of the things in the Disney era that has been extremely lacking is the emphasis on the Force and the actual Jedi versus Sith.
Yeah, I think in some stories they've done well with it,
and that's
why
some
they haven't.
Yeah, and that's why I think these animes have been received so well by the community.
Because it's 100%.
Because it is literally
Light
Jedi versus Sith.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we have a couple that are not, but
it's usually, for the most part, good versus evil, and it's pretty clear cut.
Yes.
In between.
Yeah, I mean, almost every episode we get some kind of lightsaber, which I loved.
I guess in every episode there's a lightsaber.
Yeah, I think so. And I love the fact that every one of them has such a unique design and style.
Yeah. So, every episode had a lightsaber in it from start to finish. At least one lightsaber. Yeah. From start to finish. Even if they didn't use it the entire time, but there was a lightsaber.
Yeah, like they showed up. They made an appearance.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is the biggest thing Disney has lacked is really the clear-cut light-dark battle. Because I feel like with Kylo Ren, it was muddy.
Yeah, because he was more of a gray than a true Sith. And then Snoke ended up being a big joke. Yeah. You got Palpatine back at the end, which, kind of a curveball. Yeah. Where everyone's like, if you had started that from the beginning, built it up a little bit better, it would have been a lot cooler. The only things they've done well with would be the Mandalorian, good versus evil. I enjoyed Rogue One. Yes. I thought they did a really good job with the Force and it kind of like expanding on that a little bit more. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, a lot of the main trilogy that Disney has done has been,
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a really great opportunity for them to say, okay, so people are diehard about this.
Yeah,
people love this.
Yeah,
but I could ramble on about this forever.
Yeah,
I love it. I loved it. If you haven't seen it again, go watch it.
Yeah,
go watch it. Enjoy it. If you liked anime growing up, or even still as an adult, this is going to be up your alley.
Yeah, especially, anime in general it was just cool night out.
Yes.
And just watching things when you're younger, it's just like, this was cool.
I loved it. Cannot watch it enough, honestly.
Yeah.
So, ratings, for me, I'm going to give it a 4.5. If not a 4.8.
Yeah, I'll probably go about the same with you, because that first one was really good. Now, obviously, with the whole series, we'll get into each episode, but had some ups and downs.
Yes.
But overall, just the uniqueness of it was cool. That's one thing I really enjoyed was each episode was so unique, and they had pretty much freedom to do whatever they wanted to,
right?
Which I liked. So I'd probably give it a 4.8. Yeah. This first one, it was a great episode.
Yeah, it was great. But everything from the story, style, art, twist in the story. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. But all right. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
Because, I could.
I know, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, I want to talk about every one of them, but not
right. We're going to pace it out. All right, so that's it for this episode of Monkey See. Monkey Review.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. It's been a long week. Do us a favor. Leave us a like.
Subscribe.
Leave some comments. Let's talk about it. Tell me your favorite episode and tell me why. Not just because it was cool. Give me a reason why. Like, was it the lightsabers? Was it the characters? Was it, the actual connections to the old school stuff, the anime that they were based off of? And we will talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.